Forget what you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. And when your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
Brian.
What?
Brian, the show's starting.
Hey, just a second. Almost there. There we go.
All right. Whew. That was weird. See, I told you that the show starts at 7:30.
I know. I'm sorry. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
There's not even a toilet in here.
That's what's so strange.
Yeah, it is.
And a little sad.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Usually you can't even hear me doing that because I'm in a Depends. It just...
I've noticed.
Anyways.
I'm aware.
I'm aware, which is a precursor for what might be coming up. We want to welcome you to At Odds for another enjoyable journey through the political jungle. We're your guides, Nate and Brian. Where we are broadcasting from the back room of the King George III and Queen Pub and Studio in a large city in what country, Nate?
Cook Islands.
Cook Islands. Wow.
Yeah.
Cook Islands. We're in the Cook Islands. It was a tough flight coming down, and the landing was a little rough, but we made it. That was a little bit of a foreshadowing, as we like to use in our shows. It's in a literary device. In a literary? I don't think it's a literary device.
The Cook Islands?
It's a literary device. No, the King George III. Because today's show will have the author, Len Lamensdorf, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is an award-winning author of 8 novels, 3 plays, and 1 motion picture. And we will be discussing his new book, The Ballad of Billy Lee, and other topics, so hang on. Now, Billy Lee was a slave of George Washington, and that's why I chose King George III, because he was the tyrannical king of England during the American Revolution. Might remind you, you can call in. This is a talk show, damn it.
It is.
And you can call in at 248-455-ODDS or 248-455-6337. Like us on
Facebook, facebook.com/@oddshow.
And visit our website,
@oddshow.com. Also, email us, talk@oddshow.com.
Talk, really?
Talk
when did that happen?
@oddshow.com. That's happened always. That's always been available. And
really?
I just haven't
didn't
told
get the
you
memo.
about it. No, you didn't.
You spent the $4 to get that? Excellent.
Yeah.
Also, we want to
Something
get
like that.
we want to plug our book. Nate and I are authors. Tip tip tally ho, we're authors. We're in here smoking cigars and drinking cognac.
Which is not at all how Len acts, who is an
he's
author
an
as well.
Author, but we're an author of My Parents Open Carry, a kids book, a pro-gun kids book about a day in the life of Brenna and her parents who open carry handguns for the protection of themselves and their family. It's a great book. You can go to myparentsopencarry.com. Check out the book. You can read some excerpts. You can order now at a reduced rate and get an additional great book from White Feather Press.
Yeah, great deal.
You can't beat it.
Deal.
Two books for one. So
it's pretty good.
Here we are.
Speaking of open carry, Brian, I know this.
This
isn't in your script here. That
you're going off script. I can't handle it.
I know. Did you see the vet though in Texas?
The dog vet or the cat vet?
Horse vet. He's large animal vet.
Okay.
He was open carrying, walking down the side of the road.
Are we going to go there? That's way out of order.
That's where we're going. Okay. He was on a hike with his son, who is an Eagle Scout.
No, he's working on his Eagle Scout badge. And they were on a 10-mile hike in the boonies in Texas, where it is lawful to open carry a long gun, not a handgun, unless you're hunting. Texas is very restrictive that you cannot open carry a handgun, but long gun for hunting and personal protection. You know, there's coyotes out there, there's cougars out there, 40-year-old women out there. You know,
That's
you
what
never
I thought
know
you
when
meant.
you're going to be attacked. Anyways, he's on a long hike out in the boonies. He comes back to a somewhat civilized road near a town, and the local fuzz go, "Hey, come here, buddy.
Yep.
What you got there?" Now, I want to say he's a highly decorated, I think, Master Sergeant, active duty, near Fort Hood, Texas. Go ahead, take it from here.
Well, I mean, the police called him over. He went, he stopped when they told him to stop. He went back towards their car when they asked him to, and the cop just grabs onto his rifle, onto the rifle that this veteran's carrying, and holds it. Pretty much, saying, "Oh, you can't have this. I have to make sure you can legally be here.
You can legally own this because you're rudely displaying it."
Yeah,
Rudely displaying it. As
it.
opposed to kindly displaying it, properly displaying it. I'm not sure where rudely displaying it comes in. Anyways, they harassed the hell out of this guy.
Yeah, they did.
And he's like, "What the hell are you guys doing? This is lawful." They really violated this man's rights.
Absolutely.
And then, because they didn't like him, and his 15-year-old kid is filming this, scared out of his mind because his dad's being harassed by the man, at one point, they drew their weapon and pointed at the guy's head.
Yep.
"We're going to disarm you for our safety." Well, what about his safety?
Well, it doesn't matter. And in fact,
he's got a gun pointed at him by an official, a governmental official. It's bullshit.
The one police officer, the sergeant,
I was
said,
supposed to know it.
"We're exempt from the law."
Yeah, we can do what we want.
We're exempt from the law. No, you're not.
We're taking this for our safety, yet they arrested him.
Yep.
For resisting arrest.
Resisting a police officer or something
Which
like
he
that.
doesn't because his son videotaped it.
Yeah.
He asked questions. And
he said, this was before he was videotaping, when they grabbed his rifle, he jumped back and said, "What do you think you're doing?"
Right.
Now, I have a bit of experience with this.
You have.
Because I had a firearm grabbed onto by a police officer. A police officer who no longer works for the police department he worked for at the time.
Excellent.
I'd like to throw that in there. He grabbed onto my gun. I know what it feels like. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
And if you're aware and, doing the right thing, your reaction is going to be move away or do something. In my case, I had a nice bruise on my arm.
And he snuck up behind you and actually grabbed your gun. You didn't know who it was, kind of.
Right.
I mean, you could have punched him in the face.
Sure. And like I said, I ended up with a nice bruise on my arm because I did move it in one direction fairly quickly.
Yes. But anyways, the point is, these jackbooted thugs, and I hate to use that term, but I will. I'm not sure what a jackboot is.
You offended it, whatever it is.
It's the opposite of a Jill boot, because Jack and Jill went up the hill with boots.
And only one of them fell.
Yeah, it was Jack. He broke his heel on his boot.
Right.
Anyways, the point is, this guy is being railroaded. Now, what we find out is that apparently the prosecuting attorney in that area around Fort Hood is horribly anti-gun, and he is trying to prosecute everyone and everybody for anything he can in related to a firearm.
Yeah, so
now, it's not a firearm charge. It was a resisting arrest, and it's dropped down to impeding, a city official or some crap. It's still a $2,000 fine.
A duty.
And if he's convicted, he could be booted out of the military. He's a career Army guy.
Yep.
He's got a picture of himself with George W. Bush. I mean,
and that might be part of the problem here. But
I see.
This is Texas, right? Texas,
the
the haven
the
of
bastion
freedom,
of freedom and gun rights.
And,
bullshit.
And they're not they're not really as pro-gun as people think they are. In general, it's probably a good place to live. They're doing pretty well economically, but things like this happen everywhere, I guess is the point.
All over.
Now, the 15-year-old
even here
son
in the what islands?
The Cook Islands.
The Cook Islands.
Especially here.
Yeah.
What the 15-year-old son obviously can't drive home or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. So the
police
cops said,
take him.
well, we'll take him home.
Yeah,
for you.
of course. And they'll give him a ride home. That's probably standard procedure.
And his dad said to the son,
do not answer any questions.
do not talk to the police.
Until your mother's there, she'll answer their questions.
Right.
supposedly, this part is not on video, when the police, I assume, got to their home, wouldn't let the child out of the squad car until he answered their questions.
Right. Intimidating.
And the kid was scared. On the video, when his
yeah.
dad's being put in the car, you can hear him crying.
Yeah.
And his dad's saying, "Don't worry about me. I'll handle it.
Yeah.
Tell your mom to call the lawyer."
It would be traumatic.
Yeah, for anybody. I mean, and this is a 15-year-old kid.
And that's the idea, I think. Is
yeah,
to have
of course
the
that's the idea.
damn state intimidate everybody to do their will.
Of course. And now the kid is, you see a police officer, he doesn't know if they're good or bad. I mean, you know, in the really sad part here is the dad says, you know, he's a vet. He says, if our rights are being infringed like this at home, what am I fighting for?
Right. It
kind of takes he's putting his life
out
at
of
risk.
your sail.
Yeah. And that's not good for the country.
No. Because eventually they're going to say, screw you, I'm not going to do this. Now, yeah, they grilled the kid. They wouldn't let him out of his car to go see his mom until they answered the question. Now, what is a 15-year-old kid going to do? He's going to talk. I don't know what he
was
said,
scared.
But that is crap. That's a lawsuit right there. I'm not sure that an official can hold a minor and grill them like that lawfully without a parent there.
I've seen cases that they've done it here in Michigan.
Yeah, but I don't know that it's lawful.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, we haven't heard the last word. I mean, I'm sure he is going to file some things, but right now he has a legal defense fund, and I wish we had his name here so we could plug his legal defense fund. But if you Google vet arrested for rudely displaying a firearm, you're going to find all kinds of stuff on there. And help him out if you can. Which goes to the next vet. Are we done with this? Can we go to the next vet?
Oh, sure, yeah.
50-year-old David Schmecker is an honorably disabled U.S. Navy veteran from Connecticut. No criminal record, no psychiatric history. Was actually stormed by the local police because he wanted to get he wanted to make an appointment, I think, he had a spinal injury. And he was having some pain, and he wanted to get seen by a doctor, and they were saying, you know, oh, yeah, but you need to see a psychiatrist and a psychologist.
Yeah, they scheduled a 3-hour block of appointments for him with a psychiatrist, a psychologist. You know,
this is through the VA, I'm
through
assuming.
the VA.
Yeah.
And this is part of the plan.
Napoleon the Emperor.
Yep.
Homeland Security said
exactly right.
Every veteran has post-traumatic stress syndrome. Therefore, you know, their Second Amendment rights are nullified.
And that's what happened to this guy. He went to a friend's house. He claims he changed his answering machine message in case his friend called him while he was on the way, so he would know he was there. The doctor called and said it was an odd message on his machine, so he reported him to the police.
Yeah. Thank you, doctor.
Now, I don't know what the message said, but it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter what the message said.
Next thing you know, the cops are coming to his house
demanding to open his safe, saying if he didn't open it, they would blow it up and get into it.
And the poor guy, I know he's scared. I've been rattled by the cops. It's horrible.
Sure. And that's their tactic.
That's their tactic. They know your adrenaline's flowing. They know you're going to submit and stuff, but you got to stand tall. You got to know what your rights are. I would have said, you know what? If you want to blow my safe, you know,
go ahead.
I don't consent to it, but I can't stop you.
Sure.
Do what you want, but I don't consent to anything. Blow it up. Take me to jail. Do what you got to do, but I don't consent to anything. But he didn't have witnesses. It wasn't recorded, so you know it's frightening, and he knew that. He knew it wasn't recorded. He knew he had no witnesses. So he opens up. They take all his gun. They take his concealed pistol license away from him. Blah blah blah. It's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And he hasn't done anything wrong.
He's not even charged with a crime.
Now, I want to, you know, I don't like the conspiracy theory people. There's lots of stuff that's out there that's kind of crazy, but I'm going to tell you that the attack on U.S. veterans, there's no doubt in my mind that it's going on and it's intentional. If you wanted to disarm the most qualified, trained people in your country, who would you go after? You'd go after veterans.
It's obviously the military.
Yeah. You'd go after the vets because they've had training. They can work with militias. And so it seems like this government, more than any other, is going after these veterans, trying to take their guns away, trying to intimidate them. And For what end? That's what I want to ask. What is the end game? Oh, well, I think we know.
We know. And all of you people who are saying the government won't ever take your guns, this is it. And this is gun confiscation.
This isn't isolated. There have been lots of cases.
They're doing it in New York now.
Military are going after veterans and anybody with any kind of excuse for mental, illness. If you're taking a drug to help you for depression, bam, you lose your gun rights.
Yeah, it's a progressive thing, which is why I call them on the left, not me, but that's why they're called progressives. Yeah. It's not storm all Americans' houses and take their guns. It's do it small chunks at a time, and eventually,
nobody notices.
Eventually, they're at your house.
Right.
They will be
I had
at
a coworker
your house.
that said the same thing. I was explaining that to him today, and he goes, "What do I'm not a veteran. What do I care?" Exactly.
You're next.
Exactly.
You're next. I saw
but he's young and dumb.
I saw a group, I think, in England with a sign, ban all knives, right? Because they have gun control there.
Yep.
What's next? Knives. Guns. It's the same thing. We're going to take a quick break. 248-455-ODDS, 248-455-6337.
Excellent.
Facebook.com/AddOddsShow, AddOddsShow.com. Talk
we'll
at AddOddsShow.com.
We'll be back in a minute.
The voice of American conservatism. WRS Digital, Red State Talk Radio.
Fact. U.S. credit card debt is 8 times larger than it was 30 years ago. No wonder you and I are feeling the credit card crunch. You're not alone. Increasing prices and the costs of credit are stretching budgets and preventing people just like us from getting ahead or just catching up with our debts. At American Financial Debt Relief, we can help. We have tested ways to help you get out of debt. Find out how now. The call is free to learn more. If you qualify, we can reduce your interest, show you how to stop your debt from getting larger, and help you get out of debt faster than you can by making minimum payments. So if you're falling behind on your credit cards or medical bills, give us a call right now, where a free 5-minute call can change your life.
800-978-4815. 800-978-4815. Reduce your credit card debt. Call now. 800-978-4815. 800-978-4815.
Real radio for real Americans.
Red State Talk Radio.
Obama wants your money, and he's determined to get it. He wants your money to buy off unions, his Wall Street cronies, and to expand the Obama welfare nation. Well, Swiss America is determined to stop him from stealing your money. They want to send you an award-winning film, I Want Your Money, on DVD that exposes his plan. It'll help keep the government's hands off your money using gold, silver, and other hard asset strategies to protect your hard-earned money. Call today and request the DVD, I Want Your Money, normally $19.95, yours absolutely free. Let Swiss America show you how to use gold, silver, and other hard assets to protect your hard-earned money. Call now. 800-932-5146. 800-932-5146. Call Swiss America right now. Learn all about investing in gold. 800-932-5146. 800-932-5146. Call now.
And Brian.
Actually, I'm Brian, and
I'm Nate.
Yeah. All right. We've got a soundbite, right, from our great representative in the State House.
Yeah, we do.
No, in the national.
Not in the State House.
No, it's not.
Senate Majority Leader.
It's on our national house. You gonna do it?
No,
Play it,
I don't. I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't think we should.
I think
I don't think it's really appropriate.
Oh, I think you're lying.
On the anti-gun legislation before the Senate, we're making good progress in the effort to schedule a series of votes on amendments to the anti-gun violence legislation before the Senate.
Anti-gun?
No, it's the Gun Rights Protection Act or Safe Gun Protection Act.
Was Harry Reid just
I think he was being honest.
Was it Freudian?
No, I think he was being honest.
You think he was being honest?
Yeah, because all politicians are honest.
You know, he used to oppose assault weapons bans and things like that, right? He used to be somewhat less anti-gun.
Yeah. Well, he's getting old and senile.
And that's it. And I do think that might be part of it because he's changed a lot.
And well, you know, as you get older, you get senile. Don't I know it?
Yeah, you do.
Whew. Anti-gun legislation. So, anyways, we do want to say, on a serious note, the Boston bombing, our best wishes go out to all those that are suffering. We don't know what's going on. There's still information coming in, but lots of pundits out there making all kinds of undocumented, speculative claims.
As like is normal.
Wolf Blitzer. Oh, it's got to be an anti-tax group. I was talking to somebody, and I won't mention who it was, but mentioned the anti-tax thing, and she said, well, what does that have to do with it? And I said, listen, it's in Boston. It's on Patriots Day. And she's like, what? I go, the Boston Tea Party? Yeah. That was about taxes.
Yeah.
And Patriots Day and all that. Oh, I didn't.
Let's not forget, I did get a note, actually, that the Boston Tea Party, the Tea Party in Boston, was just recently kicked out of the Senate.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that.
For cheering too loudly when a Republican proposed scrapping a tax increase.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. Let's not express your First Amendment rights.
No. You don't have a First Amendment right when the government's involved.
No. Anyways, all kinds of speculation. It's tax day. It's all this crap. Blah, blah, blah. But we're going to get into a great commentary and an insightful, his years of political experience, insightful comment
and
into this horrible, horrible disaster, or, regional, local bombing disaster.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic about the feds being involved from the beginning.
Right, and it's really a state thing, but,
At the beginning, until you have some intelligence, unless they already did, once you get some intelligence that maybe it should expand beyond the state, then do that. But the man you're talking about is, in fact, Elmer Fudd. Now, you'll hear the question here. You'll hear the question, and then Elmer Fudd will go into the answer.
You're hunting wabbits.
What are your impressions of the response here in Boston so far?
I'm glad you raised that because it gives me a chance to make a point I've felt strongly about. In this terrible situation, let's be very grateful that we had a well-funded, functioning government. It is very fashionable in America, and has been for some time, to criticize government, to belittle public employees.
Really, it's fashionable just now?
To talk about what people think is their excessive health care. Here we saw government in two ways perform very well. First of all, the city government in charge moves efficiently and rapidly and bravely.
Stop it.
Secondly,
Stop it.
You have added.
Stop it. All right. That's crap because 90% of the people that were helping were citizens.
Private citizens, not government.
And volunteers to the Boston Marathon. All private people. That's crap. I hate this man.
Efficiently and rapidly and bravely. Secondly, there has been seamless cooperation you've shown on the program.
Oh, we should.
You don't know when it's state and when it's federal and when it's the city. I see the police commissioner on the screen with the head of the FBI in Boston and
this ass is just
and
all
the governor.
Government. Big government.
And that also goes to the recovery. Again, I never was, as a member of Congress, one of the cheerleaders for less government, lower taxes, no tax cut.
Stop. Yeah, no crap.
He was never a cheerleader for less government.
A Boston, Massachusetts,
or lower taxes.
Democrat. I'm never for small government or reducing taxes in any way. Yeah, okay, thanks, Barney Frank.
Lower taxes, no tax cut would have helped us deal with this, or will help us recover. This is very expensive.
Stop.
A tax cut wouldn't have prevented this.
No.
Will a tax increase?
Obviously,
I mean, what's
all the money
here?
that we've spent here, Barney, didn't stop this from happening, and it never will.
Yeah, where was the TSA on this?
Is we sacrifice our freedoms all the time in the name of safety, and we get neither. We get neither liberty which he so grandly talks about. Well, I'm all for liberty. Bull crap. Not for liberty. And all we get is a loss of freedom, and we're never going to stop people from acting in crazy ways.
No, we're not.
The only way to do that is to lock everybody up in prison.
Shh, hey.
Sorry.
Did it with the Japanese. It's not funny because we did.
No, it's not funny.
We did. I know you're not laughing.
I'm not laughing at the Japanese.
No, you're laughing at Barney Flank.
You did it. I'm aware from Big Bang Theory. Bioequipkey. All right. Anyways, we're making fun of him when we shouldn't. He has every right to have a speech impediment.
Yeah,
it's a legitimate thing. There's a name for it. It's woetism or something like that from the Greek word woe because they can't pronounce their R's. But I'm sorry. We've lost Nate. All right. Go ahead. Let's listen some more. You might as well play it so you can cover your laugh.
You have adequately described thousands and thousands of people examining every parcel, questioning people, checking things, providing the medical care. We're not asking people, well, do you have private health insurance or not?
What the hell does private health insurance have to do with this?
Maybe the government's going to have to pay for it.
Maybe the government's going to have to pay for it.
This is an example of why we need, if we want to be a civilized people, to put some of our resources into a common pool.
We weren't civilized
so we are
before?
able to deal with it.
No.
And to deal with it, you can't simply be responsive once it happens. There have to be in place experts. Experts in detection, experts in public health. So, on the whole, I would say this is a terrible day for our society.
That's true.
But a day when I hope people will understand the centrality of having a government in place with the resources. And, for Boston, this is an enormous expense. Let's be clear that the police, the fire, at a time like this, no one thinks about it.
Stop it for now. All the money that we've spent in Boston didn't stop this from happening. 3 people died, dozens maimed, many serious, and he thinks that we should put more money into that. So what does he want? What
Communism?
does he expect? Yeah, it's absolutely.
I think complete government control of
Nate,
everything.
I'm going to tell you,
I
I can tell you how this will never happen again in another Boston Marathon. I can guarantee one way.
Stop having the Boston Marathon?
Exactly.
And that might happen.
Exactly.
That's the kind of thing that might happen. We'll
Let's
get rid of all
stop
these
the
public events.
Boston Marathon. It'll never have another bombing there. But we can't live like that.
No.
We have to accept these
absolutely
things
not.
as part of being a free society. But they want to use it as an excuse every time to jump on our freedoms. I hate it.
Take a quick phone call, then we're going to get to a break.
Okay,
and,
we're getting close.
Hopefully come back with
our
Len.
guest. Yeah.
Thanks for calling Ad Odds. You're on the air. What's on your mind?
Well, I've been listening to you guys.
Ranting?
Obviously, you're freaking out, and I wanted to let you know I was freaking out, too, because
excellent.
Once I heard old Barney's voice, I was... it's like you brought him back from the dead.
Yeah,
that's
I've
something.
heard his voice for some time.
Point about conspiracy. It is a conspiracy if more than one person is involved. Thank you, sir.
We'll be right back.
Red State Talk Radio.
The idea of government taking over healthcare is enough to make you sick.
The conservative voice.
I will never forget the day my son Jeremy told me he hated me and slammed the door in my face. I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman. Behavior problems can turn the child you love and your life into a nightmare. That's why my husband James and I created the Total Transformation, the step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect and listen to you again. No matter what the behavior, defiance, backtalk, angry outbursts, disrespect, we can help you stop it. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. You can keep it forever for free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now. 1-800-257-2873. 1-800-257-2873. 1-800-257-2873. That's 1-800-257-2873.
Great shot, Bob. I think you're on.
I just followed your lead.
Hey, by the way, did you break ground on your new building?
No way. I'm holding off until I see what the future holds.
So you're seeing a fortune teller or
You
something?
know what I mean. Things look a little uncertain.
The only thing certain in business is if you're not growing, you're losing. Yeah, we just opened our 5th facility last week. If you're following my lead, you'll call General Steel. Their pre-engineered steel buildings could save you as much as half the cost compared to conventional buildings, and they're up in nearly half the time, and backed with a 50-year structural warranty.
Yeah, but steel buildings...
Hey, you've seen my building. Does it look like steel?
No, it looks great.
Ask about rebates that could save you up to $20,000. Look, you can stop paying rent and own a building that suits your business better and probably saves you money by operating more efficiently. In times like these, don't stop spending, just spend wisely.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309.
Red State Talk Radio.
Why spend more than you have to on your life insurance? Did you know that term life insurance rates have fallen over 60% in the last 15 years? At the Life Insurance Quote Line, we monitor the rates, features, and financial strength of hundreds of life insurance products. For example, a healthy 40-year-old can protect his family with $500,000 of 10-year level term for less than $20 a month. Rates for women are even lower. And don't forget to ask us about the new term life policies that guarantee your money back even if you don't die. Since 1986, we've helped tens of thousands of people just like you save a fortune on their life insurance. Why not find out how much you can save? Write down this number and call today for your free quote. 1 5-minute call is all it takes. Call 800-610-3497. 800-610-3497. That's 800-610-3497. Rates, policy forms, and availability vary by state.
and it's really incredible. Other than that, I think we're about out of time, Nate. Anything else you want to say?
I don't think so. AdOddShow.com, Facebook.com/AdOddShow, and talk at AdOddShow.com. See you next week.
All right. Bye-bye.